Welcome to Classic Books Recaps, where the greatest stories ever written are brought back to life in minutes. Whether you're revisiting a favorite or discovering a new classic, you've come to the right place. Remember to hit subscribe and join us on a journey through the greatest novels ever written. Now, let's dive into today's story. Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Our story begins in the beautiful Italian city of Verona. But behind the charming streets and lively marketplaces lies a bitter rivalry. Two noble families, the Montagues and the Capulets, are locked in an ancient feud. Nobody even remembers how it started, but the hatred runs so deep that even their servants and friends can't stand each other. Fights break out constantly, disturbing the peace of Verona. The prince himself has had enough. He warns both families, "If you disturb the peace again, your lives shall pay the price." And so, with tensions running high, the stage is set for one of the most famous love stories of all time. On the Montague side, we meet young Romeo. He is a dreamer, hopelessly romantic, and right now, hopelessly heartbroken. Romeo is in love, or so he thinks. The girl's name is Rosalind, and she does not return his affection. He mopes around, sighing and speaking in riddles, convinced he'll never love again. His friends, Mercutio and Benvolio, try to cheer him up. When they hear that the Capulets are hosting a grand masquerade ball, they convince Romeo to sneak in with them. Perhaps they suggest he will find someone else to admire. Romeo reluctantly agrees. He believes no one could ever replace Rosalind, but fate has other plans. The Capulet house is alive with music, dancing, and laughter. Among the guests, Juliet Capulet appears. She is only 13 years old, full of innocence, but her parents are already thinking about her marriage. Her mother tells her that Count Paris, a nobleman, wishes to wed her. Juliet is shy and unsure, not ready for such a future. And then Romeo sees her. In that instant, Rosalind vanishes from his mind. He is struck by Juliet's beauty, calling her a jewel shining against the dark. Romeo approaches her, and beneath their masks, they share words that are tender, playful, and filled with sparks. They speak as if drawn together by something greater than themselves. In moments, their conversation ends with a gentle kiss. But then comes the shocking truth. Romeo learns she is a Capulet, his family's enemy. Juliet learns he is a Montague. Both are devastated, yet neither can forget the other. That night, unable to stay away, Romeo sneaks into the Capulets' orchard. He hides beneath Juliet's balcony, and soon she appears, gazing at the night sky. Believing herself alone, she speaks aloud her feelings. "O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name." Romeo steps forward, declaring his love. Their hearts race as they confess their devotion, even though they know their families would never approve. They vow that their love is worth any danger. Before parting, they promise to marry in secret. Romeo rushes to Friar Lawrence, a wise priest and confidant. At first, the friar is shocked. Only yesterday Romeo was crying over Rosalind, and now he is consumed by Juliet. But he sees hope in this sudden love. Perhaps, he thinks, if Romeo and Juliet are united, their family's hatred might finally end. With the help of Juliet's nurse, who acts as a go-between for the young lovers, the wedding is arranged. The very next day, in a quiet chapel, Romeo and Juliet are married in secret. They are filled with joy, believing their love will overcome all obstacles. But outside the chapel, trouble brews. Mercutio, Romeo's quick-witted friend, crosses paths with Tybalt, Juliet's fiery cousin. Tybalt has been searching for Romeo ever since the ball, furious that a Montague dared sneak into a Capulet feast. Romeo, now secretly Tybalt's kinsman by marriage, refuses to fight. He calls Tybalt family. But Mercutio doesn't understand and steps in to defend his friend's honor. Swords clash, tempers flare, and in the chaos, Tybalt fatally wounds Mercutio. Mercutio curses both houses with his dying breath. "A plague on both your houses!" Blinded by rage and grief, Romeo challenges Tybalt. This time, he does fight. The duel is short and fierce, and Romeo kills Tybalt. The prince arrives, demanding justice. But instead of death, Romeo is sentenced to exile. He must leave Verona at once or face execution. That night, Romeo secretly visits Juliet. Their hearts are heavy with sorrow, knowing he must leave by dawn. They cling to one another, sharing a single night of love before the world tears them apart. Meanwhile, Juliet's parents, unaware of her secret marriage, make plans. Believing it best for her happiness, they decide she will marry Count Paris in just a few days. Juliet is horrified. She cannot reveal she is already wed to Romeo, and her parents mistake her despair for disobedience. Desperate, Juliet runs to Friar Lawrence for help. Friar Lawrence devises a daring plan. Juliet will drink a potion that makes her appear dead for 42 hours. Her family will mourn her, believing she has passed away. Then, when she awakens, Romeo will be there to take her away, free from their family's hatred. Juliet agrees, and with a heavy heart, she swallows the potion. The next morning, her family finds her lifeless body. The Capulets are overcome with grief, preparing her for burial in the family tomb. But fate intervenes in the cruelest way. Romeo never receives the friar's message explaining the plan. Instead, he hears only that Juliet is dead. Devastated, Romeo rides back to Verona. He visits an apothecary and buys poison. That night, he enters the Capulet tomb, where Juliet lies in her death-like sleep. Believing her truly gone, he takes her hand, kisses her lips one last time, and drinks the poison. He dies by her side. And moments later, Juliet awakens. She sees Romeo dead beside her, the poison still on his lips. Grief overwhelms her. She takes his dagger and ends her life, joining him in death. The Montagues and Capulets rush into the tomb, shocked to see their children lying together in eternal rest. Their feud has destroyed what was most precious to them. Overcome with guilt and sorrow, they finally agree to end their hatred. Thus, Romeo and Juliet, whose love defied their family's enmity, become a tragic reminder of the cost of pride and hatred. Their story lives on, not as a tale of despair, but as a testament to the power of love, even when it is doomed. And so ends the story of Romeo and Juliet. A tale of passion, fate, and tragedy. Though their lives were short, their love has echoed across centuries, reminding us of the dangers of hatred and the beauty of love that dares to bloom against all odds. If you enjoyed this recap of Romeo and Juliet, don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit the bell for more classic books recaps. Let us know which story you'd like next in the comments.